Tyler, welcome. So good to see you today.
Good morning, Lynn.
So you are the president of Equus Software, and Equus has been around since about 1999, and you've been with them much of that time. What drew you to the mobility industry?
Fairly typical story. I didn't really know I was joining the mobility industry. In 2001, my wife and I wanted to move to Colorado, and I wanted to be a software developer. And so I joined Equus then in 2001. I would say global mobility, along with Equus Software, are two reasons I stayed for 20 years. But yeah, I didn't really know about it in the beginning. It has been a fantastic part of my journey, for sure, in my career. And yeah, I wouldn't change a thing.
So Tyler, you joined the board just a year ago, and here now you sit as chairman. So what drew you to serve on the board during what's been a really crazy time for all of us?
So definitely not something I had a vision for 5 or 10 years ago. I didn't see myself doing this. I didn't have an appreciation for it really until I saw an email from ERC stating what they were looking for in the next round of board members. And the focus on technology, I thought was a pretty good fit. And so I raised my hand and here I am. Thrilled to be a part of 2022 and hopefully coming out of COVID, hoping having more in-person events like we did in the amazing Chicago event that we had in the fall of 2021. As far as my 12 months as chair, I would love to expand again back into Europe and Asia with events. I think that's a big part of who we are is the global workforce, and so I think we need to expand and be out there. And now I think because of the success that you and ERC had last year, that will enable us to do more in 2022, which is exciting. And this is something that Lynn and I have talked about before, but obviously the under 40 group has just been fantastic. I've met a few of them in the US. Would love to expand that outside the North American borders and do more globally. So it's really kind of an expansion theme. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, and I'm excited about that as well. And I'm, excited that we've brought on some board members this year to help us do that. So kind of beyond those priorities that you talked about, we've done a lot of work talking to our members over the past year and finding out what their priorities are. Sustainability, diversity and inclusion, really just helping our members weather these changes that COVID's brought to all of us and helping the organization weather it. I mean, any other kind of thoughts around priorities for Worldwide ERC as an organization this next year?
I think we reflected on a number of those things in 2021 when we added new board members, which included diversity for sure, diversity in not just location, but in the purest sense of the word. And so I think we've got a head start on diversity that will help us grow in the right way globally, as I referenced before. The other piece is probably technology and security. So these are things that some of us, maybe 10% of us, deal with all the time, but not really things that everybody has an appreciation for. And we certainly hope to be able to highlight how to manage technology in a different way and information security in the newest compliant way in 2022.
Right, yeah. So just one last question. You mentioned one of your goals is to draw more young professionals into Worldwide ERC. For those who are new to the profession, whether they intentionally found their way into mobility or whether they've kind of landed there like most of us did, which was it was a job out of college, and then we fell in love with it. What advice would you have for YP?
My advice is assume you can, right? As opposed to assuming, like I did for so long, that I couldn't help, right? That it wasn't a role for a technology company. Assume you can help. There's plenty of ways to help your industry and worldwide ERC through committees, through helping with conferences, through speaking opportunities. Everybody is looking for assistance in this world that we're in 2022. So please raise your hand, and I know we'll find a great place for you.
Great. And I'll just add, if you're out there listening and you want to know how to get involved, contact Janet Williams, who's our lead for membership, and she can give you ways to connect with us. So Tyler, thank you so much for joining me today. I really am excited about your chairmanship and look forward to continuing our conversation.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you.